More football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide? Up inside the comment box, we have made it. Alabama and Georgia. And we got some tide. All right, what's up, fam? We got the double box audio. What's up, man? I hope you guys are feeling good. We guys had a blessed weekend. Thank you for kicking it with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. You know how we do it every day at 10 a.m. Central Time. Hope that you had a restful weekend. Get inside the comment box. Let me know where you are watching from. My goodness. Yo, we finally made it to Alabama and Georgia, right? It's, you know what? And I enjoyed my weekend. Did you enjoy your weekend? Rate your weekend on a scale of 1 to 10 inside the comment box. Today on today's show, we'll go over the top 25. Alabama dropped in the rankings. They're now 17. We'll preview a little bit of Alabama, Georgia, of course, right? We'll talk about the headlines as they came in. We got a great show. I got a great show. All right. Let me see where you guys are checking in from. And what's your excitement level about this game? Let's see who's up in the crib. All right, we got Alyssa always checking in. I appreciate you, Alyssa, checking in to us from Georgia behind enemy lines. Dan, oh, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. Max Tooney, good morning. DRSRT, good morning, fam. What's up, Broderick? What's up, bro? How was your weekend? Max Tooney, good to see you as usual. OC Dobbins, what's up, man? Checking in from the West Coast. We got Jay Lee, what's up? I appreciate you. Max Tooney, I think I already said what's up to you. I always appreciate you, man. Jay Lee, good to see you. We got Miss Anita is joining us. Who else we got? We got a good crew already. I love it. Case, what's up, man? Good to see you. Kaylin. Ruben Poole, what's up, man? Mindy Miss Careless. We got Paul Kirk up inside the comment box. We got Blissful Love. We got Carla Saint coming to us from Hunts, Vegas. We got Justin Weaver. We got Terrell Kennedy. We got Nate Turner. Yo, we got a good show. I think I saw Honest in here somewhere. I think I might have passed it. All right, Money McGee, what's up? I appreciate you. Oceanic Jazz. Chad Kennedy. All right, there she is. Shadow, what's up? Appreciate it. Everybody up inside the comment box, thank you so much for being here. And as KTK says just right now, we got some news, right, that just came out. I'm sure you guys saw it. The first 4 games. Ooh, look at that stadium. Damn, can't wait, right? We're days away from it. Yo, look at that stadium. Woo. All right, but as KTK said, did you see this? News just came out. News as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. The next 4, for the next 4 years, right, the opponents will be for Alabama. So for the next 4 seasons, these will be like the opponents that are locked into the schedule. How do we feel about this? Tennessee, Auburn, and Mississippi State. Is there one program that you'd like to see swapped in here? I posted this on Facebook, and I guess the feedback was that people would like to see LSU on here. Look, I get it. Mississippi State right now is undefeated. And by the way, they're playing Tennessee. That's a pretty good game. We'll talk about it. But, you know, I guess I love Alabama LSU, right? I love that matchup. And I don't think that means that Alabama and LSU aren't going to play anymore. It'll just be like, it'll be on the schedule every once in a while. But I think, you know, Alabama's schedule is always so difficult. You put on Tennessee, you put on the Barn, you put on LSU. I mean, I'm not mad about it. And I'm not mad about, you know, Alabama playing in Mississippi State, right? Stark Vegas. You know, it is actually a challenging place to play. I'm curious to see how they play Tennessee. Actually, Tennessee's only a 7-point favorite in that game this weekend. So I was thinking about it as I put this graphic together. Which coach do you think is least likely to be here within the next 4 seasons? Josh Heupel, Hugh Freeze, or Lebby over here on the right? So my question is, over the next 4 seasons, which coach is less likely to be here still? Man, I mean, Lebby, you know, will be interesting to see how he does at Mississippi State, but shoot, he's 4-0 right now. Jarvis says Freeze. I kind of think it, to be honest, I think it'd be Freeze. And I still think it's crazy. I still feel that Auburn, I might be the only one. I mean, it worked out well for Alabama fans, but they should have never got rid of Gus Malzahn. Never. I mean, look, he might not be the best coach, but yo, he was doing his thing against Alabama. So I'd probably say freeze at the barn. Josh Heupel, he's the coach that Tennessee certainly needed. He's a good coach, Josh Heupel. So anyways, for the next 4 seasons, these will be the teams that are cemented in the schedule. So the 3rd weekend in October, the game at the barn, and then whenever they play Mississippi State. Hey, Ravino, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Larry Large, what's up? Chad Kennedy's up in here too. Good to see you all. Appreciate it. Mindy Miss Careless. Nacho Alabama. Is this the Nacho Alabama? Like our favorite? Is this him? Is this like the real guy? I love this guy. Nacho, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. All right, here's the top 25 rankings. I'm sure you saw this yesterday. I'll go full screen. Okay. Which team on this screen is overrated? You get 2 picks. You get 2 picks, use them wisely. Which teams are overrated? You get 2 of them within the top 25. Overrated. I had a video go out on this yesterday. I disagree with a lot that is on this board. I really feel that the rankings should come out. Maybe like yesterday should be the first time we see the rankings, or maybe in a couple weeks. I'll get to that in a second. I feel like these first couple of games are like preseason games in college football. I have no issue with Ohio State being number 1. You know how I feel about the Buckeyes. I'm trying to give them all the rat poison as possible. And plus, I think they're a good football team. You know who's pretty good is Julian Sain. That, you know, we've been talking about transfers from Alabama. Like most recently, we've been highlighting the play of Justice Haynes. Justice Haynes has been balling out. Like, let's give credit where it's due. He's done a great job. At Ohio State, you have Julian Sain, you have Caleb Downs. Each of those guys playing really, really well. Julian Sain is a lot better. He's the kind of a quarterback that doesn't get a lot of notoriety, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. He's pretty good. I don't know if I have Miami at 2. Oh, man. I watched them against Florida. It was weird. That game, the score was like 13-7 for forever, but it never seemed like Miami was absolutely like dominant. Good football team for sure. Some quality wins. The win over South Florida was impressive. The win over Notre Dame, I like it. Number 2, I don't know. Penn State, my goodness. Penn State hasn't played anybody. They will finally play somebody this Saturday when they play Oregon. Let me ask you real quick inside the comment box, who wins between Oregon and Miami? Oregon and Penn State. Oregon, Penn State. Type O for Oregon, type P for Penn State. I would imagine everybody's going to take, I'll add a poll inside the comment box. Who wins, Penn State or Oregon? O, P. I think Oregon. You know, Oregon really hasn't played anybody either. It's kind of like the college football is kind of like the preseason, right? They haven't played anybody. But they've been taking everybody to the woodshed. I'm curious to see how good this Oregon football team is. But they haven't played anybody. Neither has Penn State. All right, so 88% believe that Oregon is going to win this football game. Same thing with me. Okay, we have LSU. They're up in the top 5. And I think every single time Clemson loses, that win that they had, it looks less impressive, right? And then you have Georgia, who is 3-0. We're about to find out how good they are, right? If I was to ask you right now, inside the comment box, which team is better, Penn State, LSU, or Georgia, how would you have them ranked? Penn State, LSU, Georgia. Who's the better football team? I guess right now I'd probably go Georgia, right? I'd probably go Georgia, LSU, Penn State. I still don't know how good LSU is. Okay, you got Oregon, you got Oklahoma. I watched Oklahoma. Everybody watched the Oklahoma-Auburn game. We'll talk about that in just a second. I mean, Oklahoma I thought was pretty good. Are they a top 10 team? They didn't really seem like a top 10 team right now. Right? I talk about John Mateer almost every show. He wasn't like the bomb. Florida State, they beat Kent State. I'm in the second column right now. Texas A&M, they're 3-0. Texas 3-1. Indiana 4-0. Tech 4-0. I think when I look to those teams I just spoke about, Florida State, Tommy Castellanos, he's good to go. He went out of the game with the injury. He came back. He's fine, which is good for them. I want Florida State to be as good as possible. I think we all do. The more games they win, the better Alabama looks, right? And plus, I'd like to get another opportunity for Florida State and Bama at some point in time. That'd be one hell of a matchup in round 2. Texas A&M, I think the jury's still out. The win against Notre Dame, how good is that? I think people make Notre Dame like, it's crazy. Notre Dame is still somehow in the top 25, right? I don't even have them on the graphic. It always takes Notre Dame to lose at least 4 games for them to be knocked out of the rankings. It is the craziest thing. The craziest thing. Yeah, someone inside the comment box, I think Gordon points out Oregon's defense. Yeah, they had 10 sacks, right? So, yeah, I have to highlight that. I know people talking about that, the deception play or whatever, but yeah, you can't get sacked 10 times and win the game. Texas, I don't know what's going on with the Longhorns. These are the teams they've beaten. San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know how good they are. Indiana, this is going to be a team that probably takes a playoff spot away from somebody. I really hope they will lose probably 2 games this year, but because they beat Illinois, who should never have been in the top 25 and is still in the top 25, they're going to push for Indiana. Just watch. This is going to be a team that is the 4th team from the Big Ten that makes the playoffs. I think the Big Ten will get 4 teams in. I think Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana. I think they'll get 4 teams in. I really do. Because they'll be like, well, Indiana, they beat a top 10 team or whatever. Illinois was 9. And they'll be like, their only losses are to Penn State and Ohio State, which are 1 and 2. Just wait. Just wait to see what happens with Indiana. Tech, that'll be your team out of the Big 12, I would imagine. Ole Miss, they have 2 conference wins right now, maybe flying under the radar. I don't know how good they are. Iowa State, I'm not really buying them. I guess it'll either be them or Texas Tech for the Big 12. Georgia Tech, I think, is probably better than some of the teams I just spoke about. And then you have Bama, who dropped 2 spots to 17. It's probably great for Bama to drop. Going into this game gives them a little bit more reverse rat poison. But think about this. If Bama loses to Georgia, I think they'll be out of the top 25. I really do. I think, Vanderbilt probably wins this weekend. Michigan, I don't know who they're playing. They'll probably win. They're probably playing nobody. Yeah, so I think if Bama loses this game to Georgia, they might be on the outside of the top 25. I mean, if they went down 2 spots and they didn't even play anybody, just imagine if they lose to Georgia on the road. Now, if they win, I think they instantly shoot up to the top 10 somewhere. So who knows? And Max, I agree with you inside the comment box, bro, with what you just said. This is going to be dangerous right here. Prepare thyself. Our 4th place finisher will get hosed by the selection committee. I already know who's going to make the play. I'll tell you right now. I'll post it inside the comment box. Watch. Okay. Oregon, Ohio State. This is how easy it is for me. Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State. Those are like my locks for sure. Okay. And then from the ACC, you got Miami, FSU. Right? Help me if I'm wrong. G-Tech. Georgia Tech they don't play Florida State or Miami. They are seriously, the only game that I think they could lose would be against Georgia on the back end. So that's Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, Miami. Florida State, Georgia Tech. Let's take the Big 12, number 1. And then we'll take 1, 2, 3 from the SEC. Maybe Notre Dame. I'm serious. And one weird team like UNLV. Those are your playoffs right there, 100%. Right? Big 10 is going to get 4 teams. ACC is going to get 3. That's 7 teams. Big 12, 1. SEC, 3 teams, maybe 4. And then it comes down to that 4th place team between Notre Dame, who lost 2 but won the rest of their games. They love Notre Dame, I promise you, and like UNLV or someone weird from those other conferences. That's why it's so imperative where you finish in the SEC. I'm telling you, just wait. Does anybody agree with this? Yeah, and I'm good, Ruben, because the AP right now is terrible. I can't wait till when the college football playoff comes out, so we don't have to talk about the AP anymore. Yeah, JTL, I think so, bro. Georgia Tech. The thing with Georgia Tech is if you look at their schedule, who are they going to lose to? People like Georgia Tech. I'm telling you. I think they'll get 3 in this year. I really do. So, yeah, like Memphis. There you go. Something like that. What's up, Ryan Harris? Good to see you, man. All right, let's dive into this real quick, all right? You guys ready? Bama, Georgia. Of course, we got to look at the weekend forecast powered by North Alabama Storm Chase. Appreciate you, man. Always sending these in. All right, so let's look. We got a kickoff time of 6:30 Central Time, 78 for the tailgate. Looks like there could be a possibility of rain for the kickoff, 50% chance of rain. With the temperature at 74. You know it's been getting really nice here in the south. Like right here in Tuscaloosa, it's beautiful today. The 4th quarter, 67. I really hope it doesn't rain for this game. Chad, I think you might have missed it in the opener, but the permanent opponents for Alabama, are they permanent or for the next 4 years? It's Tennessee, Auburn, and Mississippi State. At least for the next 4 years, those are the 3 teams. But in terms of like permanent, I don't know if that's tomorrow. It might be, right? All right, biggest headlines going into this game, right? It's going to be a blackout, 6:30 Central Time. I think this is the biggest game. I know that game day is going to be with Oregon and Penn State, but I think this is the biggest game on the slate. The Southeast goes way harder than the Big Ten in terms of like, you know, the pageantry. I think there's a lot on the line too. Both these teams 0 and well, Georgia's 1-0 in SEC play. Bama's 0-0, right? A lot on the line. Alabama's won the last 9 out of 10 matchups. Tim Keenan the third and Jam Miller back. Georgia's riding a 33-game winning streak. It's 33 games. I thought it was 32. It's 33, which is wild. Coach Kalen DeBoer 2-5 on the road, and Georgia now a 3-point favorite. The line's gone down just a little bit. Here's that line. It's 3 points that Georgia's favored by, just basically home field. And then the total points expected in this game is 53.5. I agree, Oceanic Jazz. I was kind of, surprised by that. I'd love to see who Coach Saban would pick. I mean, he's going to give his pick, I don't think he's picked against Alabama yet, right? Like during his time with Game Day. Hey, Randall with our first super chat. I appreciate you, Randall. 45-28. Good guys. We take advantage of UGA's offensive line and secondary. Revisit this comment after the game. Roll Tide. That's a Roll Tide Simpson. Randall, what's up, man? I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Here's a look, statistically speaking, between the two teams. Right, you got Ty Simpson, 64 of 89, 9 tutties, 864 yards passing on the season to Gunnar Stockton, 721. The numbers are almost exactly similar. Look, Ty is 64 of 89, and then Gunnar Stockton is 63 of 84. Now, Gunnar Stockton has 121 yards rushing and 3 rushing touchdowns. Kevin Riley, a redshirt freshman at Alabama, leads the running back room right now with 120 yards. Frazier for Georgia, 189 yards, right, off 39 carries. You'll see a good dose of him on Saturday. Jeremy Bernard, the standard of Alabama wide receivers, has 275, 15 receptions. Zachariah Branch, who's absolutely a nightmare for Georgia, has 181. Overton has 1 sack. Cole has 2. Lawson has 10 tackles, and Wilson has 23 for Georgia. It's rare that you see this, right? ESPN's matchup indicator has Georgia with a 54% chance to win this game. Usually every single time we look at this, it's like 99% Alabama. Hey, Bishop, Sir Kevin, what's up, man? Good morning to you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Fromm has that strong cup of coffee. Me too, 100%. So check this graphic out. All right, so I went through a Pro Football Focus this morning when I was doing, the show edits, and I put down every single category for the team side by side. And to my surprise, Georgia has the head-to-head in every single category, every single one. Some people like Pro Football Focus. I like Pro Football Focus. I'm a numbers guy. Numbers, I think, tell a story. But this is interesting. The overall grade, Georgia 91.2, offense 79.9, pass blocking 77.0. Georgia has the edge. Even receiving, Georgia has the edge. Run blocking, defense, they have a better grade. Run defense, tackling, pass rush. Look at that pass rush grade. 90 for Georgia, 77 for Bama. Coverage is pretty close, but Georgia still has the edge. Special teams, they even have the edge. Wild, right? Hey, D. Baker, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it. Isn't this crazy? I ain't seen anybody put this out yet. But they're the favorite every single category. I love it. I like it. This is good. This is reverse rat poison. Maybe they print this out and post it in the locker room. I think, the keynotes are this. Clearly, Georgia leads in every single category. But right here, especially on defense, with a grade of 91 overall, that's the type of defense that Alabama is about to go against at Sanford Stadium. The pass rush grade, I think, is very important. What have I been saying? I could do a very easy video, and I just tell you the key factor of the game. It really, this game, let me ask you this. Finish my sentence. Finish my sentence. This game comes down to Alabama's, I'll even stop the music. This game comes down to Alabama's. This game comes down to Alabama's. Let's see what you guys can come up with. It better be what I think it is. I'll start a new poll. It's weird without the music, huh? This game comes down to, let's see, Alabama's, I'll have the options. Alabama's defense, play of Ty Simpson. All right, here it is. All right, so I posted the poll. Please vote inside the poll. For me, it's Alabama's offensive line. This game comes down to Alabama's ability to stop Georgia up front. This game comes down to Alabama's offensive line. This game comes down to Alabama's offensive tackle play. Period. That's it. I could do a short video and be like, this is the main key to the game, is Alabama's offensive line protecting Ty Simpson. If Ty Simpson is allowed time to operate, he's going to be as good as any other quarterbacks in the country. But if he's under duress, like we saw in week 1, Georgia's going to have an advantage, 100%. So if I'm coming into this game, I'm sending the house at Ty, 1,000,000%. That is my game plan. Randall in with another super chat. Appreciate you, dog. Who has the mental edge? I think Bama does. That's the crazy thing. I know. I'll talk about that in a minute. It's wild, but I think you're right. So in the poll we put out, 73 votes already, 47% believe it's Alabama's offensive line. If we know this as fans, right? Georgia knows this, okay? The pass rush grade, 90? Are you kidding me? Alabama's best areas in coverage are 82.4 and receiving 79.1, which are still below Georgia's, but I would agree with that. I would actually say Alabama, and I feel strongly that Alabama has better playmakers, right? The biggest gaps between the two teams is the run defense and the pass rush grade. And Georgia's special teams is even better head-to-head against Bama. But wild screenshot right here, right? Georgia better in every single category. I've never seen this before, to be honest. I didn't even anticipate it to be like this until I started going through the numbers, and I was like, oh, shoot, they're better every single category. Maybe you've seen a video go out about my confidence for Alabama. If you haven't, let me run through these real quick. Stats say one thing. Here are my opinions and things that I've seen covering college football, watching Alabama football play, why I'm confident in Alabama. I think to start out, my reason for optimism, my reason for confidence in Alabama going into this game against Georgia is it starts with Ty Simpson, right? He's been efficient, he's been accurate, he's been confident. As I just said, the key to this game will be protecting Ty Simpson. If he is allowed to operate at a high level, Alabama has playmakers that will be the end factor in this game. Georgia knows clearly about Ryan Williams, what he was able to do last year. I get it. You can't drop a touchdown pass, things like that. Plain and simple, Alabama has ultra-dynamic playmakers. You cannot let Ty Simpson stay comfortable in a game like this, right? Reason for optimism, number one, I think starts with Ty Simpson. Interestingly enough, Bama's history against Georgia in some sort of mental edge. For whatever reason, Alabama does have the mental edge in this game. I don't know what it is. I was even talking to somebody that covers Georgia, and they felt the same way. They're like, you know what? Kirby Smart, for whatever reason, coaches differently against Alabama. You know, I get it. Look, he was here. He coached under Coach Saban. This is a game that he wants. It is still amazing to me that the last 9 out of 10 games belong to Alabama. Does history matter to the future? Not necessarily, but I think a mental edge does, right? You can get in your head in some games, and I think for whatever reason, Kirby does that against Alabama. So does Lane Kiffin. I mentioned that Alabama has more playmakers. Do you agree with me inside the comment box? I get it. Zachariah Branch is a menace. You got to be able to stop him. But Georgia really hasn't had elite playmakers at wide receiver. They just don't. It is the weirdest thing. They recruit so great, but their quarterbacks are kind of mid and their wide receivers aren't exceptional. I think Alabama has better playmakers. This year, you got 5'2", 117, Bernard, Williams, Horton, and Lazier Brooks. Explosiveness. Guys that can change the momentum of the game. You have to get them the football. I think the defense really has something to prove. They have to. The defense has to come up with big stops. The defense has to come up with big plays. The defense has to come out and stop Gunnar Stockton. Gunnar Stockton can run. He really can. If Alabama's able to stop Georgia, if Alabama's defense is able to show up, Kane Wommack's approval rating will start to climb. But people, I think the enemy number one, to be honest with you, about Alabama's entire structure right now is pointed at Kane Wommack. We've gone through this before. Hopefully he rises to the occasion. He said last week, what a better place to prove than Athens, Georgia, right? Coach DeBoer, after a bye week, I think he's undefeated, right? And you look to Coach Kalen DeBoer against big-time coaches. Him and Kirby, they met last year, so he has a 1-0 edge over Kirby Smart. But you look at other high-level coaches, Coach Kalen DeBoer has he's undefeated against Sark, Lanning, Chip Kelly, Kirby. So, and these aren't the type of games that Coach DeBoer loses. They're not. He loses like these weird games. Even historically, when you look to like where he's coached, Fresno, Washington, here, it's the games that you're like, there's no way that they lose a game like that. Those are the type of games with like big time games. He's able to rise up and get his team going. I think that Alabama is absolutely surging right now. I was thinking about this. You can treat these first three games kind of like preseason, right? Some teams have, I don't know why the NFL has so many preseason games, but I think Alabama, like the first three games to me are kind of like preseason games. Kind of like tune-up type games. The first game, they got clearly punched in the mouth. They weren't ready, but it gives them a chance to kind of assess where they're at. The last 2 weeks have been preseason type games. And now Alabama understands where they're at, what they're capable of doing, and they understand the task at hand. What better matchup to go and kind of start the new season in SEC play against Georgia on the road? As you saw, there's a lot stacked against Alabama, but I think this is kind of like a new season for the Tide. Get an open week, chance to rest. Alabama was they didn't practice much last week at all. So these guys, some people are like, oh, they should have practiced every day. I don't know. Maybe a chance to reset, kind of heal up, and enter yesterday or today at full steam going into this game against Georgia. That is why my confidence level is so high when I think Alabama, Georgia. A few more reasons is I think the return of Tim Keenan. Thumbs up if you think that Tim Keenan will be a big factor in why Alabama's defense takes a step forward. Not only against Georgia, but going forward. Right? Tim Keenan coming back, captain, defensive tackle. Now, can he play the entire game? I don't know. I don't even know if Coach Kalen DeBoer could answer that. The only way that we'll see Tim Keenan play is like when he starts to play. The return of Jam Miller. Will this get Alabama's run game going? I don't know. So far, it seems like no matter who the running back is against, people beside Monroe, Alabama doesn't really have a running game. So I don't know if it's the offensive line. I don't know if it's the running backs. It might not be the running backs because Kevin Riley and even A.K. Deere, those guys have looked good. But there's a big difference between those guys and Jam Miller. But I think, once again, it comes down to the trenches. Or maybe it comes down to what the defense is giving Alabama. Either way, I'm happy to see Jam Miller come back. In the 2 games, in the last 2 years that he's played against Georgia, he has 2 touchdowns that he's caught. Not rushed, he's caught. Kind of interesting. Who is TMO, says London Simmons. Good point out. A freshman that has been playing at a pretty good level, I'd say. Yeah, and as TK mentions, if you don't follow the team with the ultra microscope, Tim Keenan III he hasn't played this season. Neither has Jam Miller. They each suffered injuries before the first game. Tim Keenan with the tightrope, and then Jam Miller, the running back, with the shoulder. How about this? This third factor, I think, could also be a difference in the game. How about Ryan Grubb kind of being an X factor? I think this is an area in a type of game where Ryan Grubb really demonstrates while like Coach Kalen DeBoer really needed him. I think in the past when they went in, I mean, think about this. How confident were you going into big games with Nick Sheridan as your offensive coordinator last year? Or Tommy Rees? Or Bill O'Brien? I think you have a different confidence level when you have someone like Ryan Grubb, right? He's no nonsense. I think schematically he's as good as you can get. And I think he's done a great job building an offense for Ty Simpson to operate at a very high level, specifically with those weapons. So I think Ryan Grubb comes in as a big X factor. I don't know. Someone said the blackout the last time Georgia did the blackout, Alabama ran all over them. I don't know if that sort of stuff matters. I think it'll be cool to see. Randall in with another super chat. He says, we don't need Keenan or Jam to win games. I appreciate the super chat, Randall. You're carrying the show, bro, with the super chats. Our poll, which reads, this game comes down to Alabama's defense, 37%, play of Ty Simpson, 12%, Alabama's offensive line, 42%, and then playmakers, 8%. Yeah, I voted with offensive line. So I was thinking about this. How many of you watched Auburn and Oklahoma on Saturday? I thought that was a good game. Right? Oklahoma wins 24-17. Auburn looks better. They do. Jackson Arnold is fast. That guy's a problem. We know about Jackson Arnold. He ran for what? 100 and whatever last year? 500 yards it felt like when he was at Oklahoma. Couple takeaways from this game. Oklahoma, I thought, that's a pretty good football team. Quarterback is good. He's not as good as I imagined him to be. Like, watching him for 4 quarters, he wasn't like exceptional. But he's good. Auburn played a good game. It was a great football game. The 2 key points were that Oklahoma had 10 sacks on Jackson Arnold. That's crazy. 10 sacks. That is like still mind-blowing, right? But a lot of people pointing to this play, right? Talks about kind of like a deception type play. Long story short, what they're saying is that 5 basically faked like he was going to go out. Substitution, stayed in, caught a touchdown pass that it should have been a touchdown pass. Does it come down to one play? I don't know. People are going back and forth on this. Clearly, it was a penalty, and it should have been called. A penalty of 15 yards assessed from the previous spot. SEC came out with a statement on it. I mean, look, a couple things that stood out in this game is that quarterback over here missed Cam Coleman about 3 times. Cam Coleman should have had 3 touchdowns in this game. I honestly. Now, they missed on this play. Hell yeah, they did. There was a couple plays that they missed on. But Auburn had opportunities to win this game. Cam Coleman was overthrown just barely by like 2 or 3 inches. Good wide receiver. Anyways, Oklahoma now 4-0. And I wanted to ask you about this guy. You see this? Arch Manning? Why is he doing this? Why is he acting like this? Poor Sam Houston. And Sam Houston's like a 6A, 7A Texas team. in high school. Where do you have Texas ranked in the SEC? Is this team going to like now rise up? They beat San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston. I don't know. This has been one of the weirder storylines to follow with Texas. He's not playing like the guy we thought he was going to play. Ty Simpson's playing like that. But Ty Simpson don't get no notoriety. It's weird. Nobody talks about Ty Simpson. These are the ratings that I came out with. I don't know if these are right. Give me your top 3 SEC teams. I guess I got LSU. And now that I think about it, maybe I'll put Georgia up there. But I have LSU, Georgia, Oklahoma. In the week 3 SEC poll, it just literally came out while I'm talking. It says Georgia, LSU, Oklahoma, A&M, Ole Miss. So mine say LSU, Georgia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Vandy. I think Crystal earlier inside the comment box said something about Vanderbilt. Did I miss that? Vanderbilt looks good. Broderick, what's up, man? Broderick says this. I think this weekend we found out that Ty really is the guy and really kicks off Ty's campaign. Thank you for the content. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate the super chat. So I don't know where I have Texas at 10. I have A&M at 3. I have Bama at 8. Is Auburn a better team than Alabama? I don't know. I have Bama down there kind of from reverse rat poison in case like anybody screenshots this and puts it in the team locker room. I feel what's going to happen is the SEC teams, cause they all look pretty good, to be honest. Vanderbilt looks good. Missouri looks good too. Not going to lie. Yeah, I mean, Lenore Sellers, like him back, that's a different team for South Carolina. That guy can throw on the run. Baller, 100%. I don't know. I think, and kind of what I was saying earlier, remember about the playoff teams? There's got to be 4 teams in here that get in. I would argue it will be a travesty if only 3 teams are taken from this conference. I think 4 will. But, like, you got to watch out for, like, the Indiana, the Notre Dame. I just think there's going to be a lot of cannibalization here. This conference is crazy good. All these teams are good. Where would a team like Notre Dame be in this conference? Where would a team like Indiana be? A team like Illinois? A team like Iowa State? A team like Texas Tech? Where would they be? Down at the bottom. All right, you see this? Someone was talking about it. How about my boy Mac Jones and the Niners? Yo, it was crazy. If you watched the NFL yesterday, there were so many blocked kicks. So Jalen Hurts throws a touchdown pass to Devontae Smith, right? He has 3 touchdowns on the day, Jalen Hurts. And then it was Jalen Carter who came up with the block. He picks it up. It's a scoop and score. He runs down the field, 60 yards, and he was running 18 miles an hour. Did you see this after the game? They were interviewing Jalen Carter, who's from Georgia. And in the background, Jalen Hurts is like, roll Tide. Bryce Young, he cooked it up as Carolina defeated Atlanta, but it was Mac Jones, right? Mac Jones leading a comeback. This dude is a warrior. He's hobbling around back there. He has no wide receivers. Everybody's hurt. And he's now led the 49ers to a 2-0 in 2 starts, all right? And then you have Will Reichard hitting a 62-yarder. You see Will Reichard, 62, which is the longest ever for the Vikings. All right, so as you know, this video is powered by Sleeper, right? I have a question. I need your help tonight, all right? You got a pretty good game. You got the Ravens taking on the Detroit Lions. So let me ask you inside the comment box, as we look over here, yes or no inside the comment box, do you think that Derrick Henry scores a touchdown, yes or no? So when you download the Sleeper app, you can make more or less picks, right? And if you use the promo code, which is tailgate, you get a 100% match up to $100. Terms and conditions apply, available in 25 states. And you can play more or less like I do, all right? It's fun. It makes the game a lot better, trust me. So yes or no, do you think Derrick Henry scores a touchdown? All right? Sound off inside the comment box if you know where these 2 running backs went. because we got another one right here that I have. I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you think that Jahmyr Gibbs scores a touchdown? Yes or no? I'm going to say yes for the king and yes for the young king. Yo, how good are these two running backs? I really hope that you have them in fantasy football. I don't. My running backs are Jonathan Taylor and Cook for the Bills, and we absolutely cook. All right, St. Brown, do you think he scores a touchdown? Yes or no? And Jared Goff, do you think that he throws 2 touchdowns, more or less? Man, I don't know. The Ravens defense is so good. This guy's always a wild card. Zay Flowers on your fantasy team? I don't know. 69 yards. I'll say this is my what I'm going to go with. I'm going to say yes for the king, yes for the young king in terms of touchdowns. I'll say no for a touchdown for St. Brown. I'll say that Goff throws less than 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers less than 69 yards. And then I don't know what Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is just an absolute baller. I hope you have him on your fantasy team as well. So download Sleeper. Get 100% match. Up to $100. Use the promo code, which is TAILGATE. How about these national matchups taking place this weekend? Yeah, some really good national matchups, right? I'll go full screen. Maybe you can see a little bit better. All right, so I asked you in the pre-show, who would win between Oregon and Penn State? Everybody went with Oregon. Penn State currently ranked number 3 in the country. That is where game day will be. That is where Coach Saban will be. All right, how about this one? Is there any chance, does anybody inside the comment box have Ole Miss beating LSU? The game is in Oxford. It's at 2:30. Coach Kiffin was mad about the game not being at night. Who you got, LSU or Ole Miss? Nussmeier has 962 yards passing this year. I don't know. I guess I'll take. What's the total? The total's only 55 in this game. Oh, I'll take way more points than that. I don't know. I'll take LSU in this game. But I think there'll be a lot of points, I would imagine. So a lot of people take an Ole Miss inside the comment box. Could this be the start of LSU's crash out? Their schedule's tough. All right, how about Auburn and Texas A&M? Game is in College Station. 6.5 A&M. Who wins, Auburn or Texas A&M? I don't know. I still don't know a lot about A&M. I know Marcel Reed, he's a very dynamic quarterback, 869 yards, as I said, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. Pretty good matchup. Give me Texas A&M because of home field. I'll take LSU and I'll take A&M so far. And 100% I'm taking Oregon up at the top. A couple people taking Auburn. That's a good game. I don't know. It's kind of a coin flip game. But I'll go with home field and I'll take A&M. Good matchups this weekend. How about this one? Is there any chance that Mississippi State somehow pulls off the upset against Tennessee? Tennessee favored by 7.5. The total points, 61.5. Joey Aguilar has 1,100 yards passing and 12 touchdowns. I think Tennessee in this one. This would be wild if Mississippi State's able to win this one. Nah, but they won't. Tennessee wins. All right. You got Florida State taking on Virginia. From's been a member for 20 months. What's up, From? Thank you, bro. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll take Tennessee. I'll take Florida State, obviously. You know what? One team that I've been watching over here from the Big 12, I know Texas Tech and Iowa State are ranked. This team right here, this TCU team, has anybody seen this team play? I saw them play. I've seen them play twice, just, you know, in the 4 screens or whatever. I saw them play North Carolina, and then I watched them play last week. This team is pretty good. I think these guys are definitely a sleeper. This should be a hell of a game. Arizona State's only favored by 2.5. I take TCU. This team's good, really good. All right, so I have to ask you, go ahead and post your confidence level about this game between Alabama and Georgia. On a scale of 1 to 10, post your confidence level for Alabama, Georgia. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll show you the Facebook comments. Scale of 1 to 10, your confidence level in Bama versus Georgia. CT Davis says this: I'd say 8 right now because Bama is still mad after the opening loss. Hunter says, if the offensive line and defensive line show up, I think it's absolutely can be done. Tennessee exposed Georgia's defense, and I firmly believe Alabama can light that defense up. James says, Ty gonna eat Georgia's D-backs. I'm thinking, still need work on blocking the offensive line. Tony says, the fan in me wants to say 10. The terrible football analyst in me says 2. They play on the road, and both lines are soft as Play-Doh. We play matchup well in the secondary, wide receivers, and quarterback, and everything else is suspicious. I just don't see us winning at the line of scrimmage. And on either side, that's just not good enough on the road. So inside the comment box, I have 6, 9, 9, 4, 9, 6, 7. Kind of some mix. Actually, I would probably say like if I had to do like a quick like average, I'd probably say like a 6.5, 7. Looks like kind of like a 7. You know me, I'm always optimistic. I just feel that look, Alabama, will they lose the SEC game? Maybe, likely. But I don't know if it's going to be this one. I really don't. This will be a great opportunity for these guys to take a step forward. And like I said before, if they win this game, it kind of neutralizes that week 1 loss. Going on, this is a much tougher environment to play in against top 5 team. Hell yeah. And I just think the last 2 games aren't just who they played. I think that it's how they're playing, right? It's not who you're playing, it's how you're playing. So give me Bama. All right, so this is what to watch today. All right, so this is a busy news day. So at 12 p.m., actually at 11:30, you got Kane Womack, you got Ryan Grubb, and you got Coach Kalen DeBoer. All right, I'll package those videos with short little updates on the YouTube channel or on the Facebook channel. You also have Kirby Smart speaking to the media today. So keep your heads on a swivel. There's a lot of stuff coming your way today. A lot of quotes, a lot of sound bites. You'll hear from the coaches a couple times this week. So that's what to watch today. You'll get, I'll be on throughout the entire day. Please follow our Facebook channel as well. It's I treat it like my website. And as you know, as major news happens, I'm live, but every single day at 10 a.m. Central Time right here on Bama Football on YouTube. We'll have the call-in show this week a couple times. Probably take calls like on Wednesday and on Friday. Score predictions. I got grandma coming into town tomorrow. So, yeah, I can't wait to discuss more of this game. Bama, Georgia, it is finally here. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining the show. I hope you guys had a good show. Please hit the thumbs up, not only on this video, but on every single video that you see uploaded. Also hit those notification buttons so you're notified every single time that we drop a video right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I know there's a lot of places to, check out Alabama football coverage. Please support all the great content creators, but you guys being here in the super chats, it goes a long way for me. So thank you so much. And thank you for supporting the sponsor, Sleeper. All right? Appreciate you, fam. Thanks for watching. And as news happens, I got you covered right here at Bama Football on YouTube. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll catch you soon right here on Bama.